Hey everybody, I'm David. Welcome to my channel, My Yard Sale. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, it's Sunday. It's a nice day today. There's a nice light outside. I'm happy about that. So I wanted to just drop an update on my health and talk about some things that I've learned this last week and just some general stuff. So do me a favor, tune in and hang out. So last week I was pretty excited actually. I posted that I was going to add carbs and sugar back into my diet. I had eaten extremely low sugar, like almost no sugar, for a very long time, for a pretty long time. I use sugar substitutes instead of sugar, and I'm pretty happy with that. But I ran out, and I was actually feeling better, so I decided to add sugar and carbs back into my diet. And yeah, so that did not actually work out like a really good idea. Not a smart thing for me to do, I guess. The inflammation set in my body about, I don't know, 3 to 5 days after I started adding all those carbs and sugar, and it slowly got worse. And I said just now, after I added in all those carbs and sugar, which isn't really that much, probably a couple tablespoons of sugar a day, and carbs, I was eating oatmeal and tortillas, flour tortillas. That was what I was eating in carbs for the most part. But that stacked up pretty quickly and really, like it didn't blow up in my face, but all of a sudden things started getting really difficult for me. My eyesight got worse again. It got more difficult for me to get around my house walking, and my balance got worse. So I actually had to stop the carbs and the sugar. I'm not eating oatmeal anymore, even though I enjoyed it for a couple days. But I'm not eating any extra carbs like that now. I'm mainly back to just eating meat, and if I eat sugar, if I eat sweet stuff, I'm using sugar substitute. I'm using allulose. I would actually use allulose or um, stevia or whatever. I would use any of that at this point if I needed a sweetener. But I had to take that out of my diet. And so no more carbs and sugar for me. Back to lunch and meat and very low carbs. I will still eat some carbs. I gotta admit, I really enjoyed the carbs. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed just not having to measure it or count. I just enjoyed having carbs whenever I wanted. I of course I say I almost just said of course, but I didn't eat like a bunch of cookies or a bunch of Pop Tarts or any of the crap that I used to eat. I didn't eat any breakfast cereal. I didn't eat any of that kind of stuff. I just ate like very basic carbs. Like I said, the flour tortillas and the oatmeal is mostly the carbs that I was eating. And so that got like pretty bad for me. I had a hard time getting around my house. I had to handhold every place that I was going from one section of my house to the next to make sure that I didn't fall down. I tried to walk as much as I could, but that got more and more difficult. And I'm actually back to trying to walk more again now that I'm getting the carbs and sugar out of my system and kind of starting fresh. So I've actually been pretty focused on 1,000 steps a day, which I know for a lot of people that's nothing. But for me, that's actually a lot, considering I average probably 200 to 300 steps a day for quite some time. So I've been walking as much as I can. I walked as much as I could this week. I got a couple of days in where I got 2,000 steps. I was pretty happy about that. And what's really crazy about that is like that's not anything like too fabulous or amazing, but man, when I walk 1,000 steps, I feel like my legs feel like tree trunks. Like I feel like I worked out my legs. I feel like I actually worked out. I used to work out a long time ago. When I was in the military, I worked out quite a bit. I mean, I know what it feels like to really work out my legs and work out my arms. And that's what it feels like when I walk 1,000 to 2,000 steps a day. Like I hope that means that my I don't know, I hope things are getting better. Hopefully it starts getting better because that's what it feels like. It feels like feels like I'm working out like my arms and legs so hard that like not to exhaustion, but pretty close, which is I think a really strange feeling. I haven't had that feeling in a very long time. So my hand neuropathy is less of a skin thing for me now. It's more about my muscle and bones and tendons. Like my hands are still snapping a lot, my elbows are snapping a lot, but now it's like one kind of big snap, and it feels a little bit better. And I'm still getting that crispy sound in my bones, in my hands especially. I don't know if I can get it to make the noise, but it sounds like it just sounds crispy. I don't know how to explain it. So it might probably wasn't the best idea to stop taking berberine and to start eating carbs and sugar again in the same week. That was probably a bad idea of cycles. Although I think once I get past this step, and I'm eating quite a bit now, which is nice. It feels good. I'm actually pretty hungry lately. But once I get past this, I'm hoping that I'll start getting the strength back and just building muscle back. I feel like that's going to happen. I'm not missing the oatmeal at all. That's for sure. I didn't really eat too much of it, but I'm not missing it. I started buying this 6 seed mix. 6 seed mix that has like it has pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, it has chia seeds. There's like 6 different seeds. Obviously, that's what they call it, a 6 seed mix. And I'm mixing that into my shakes. I still like my shakes, my pea protein shakes, but I'm mixing this 6 seed mix into it. And I actually would eat that 6 seed mix in or on anything where it made sense because I really enjoy that mix. It's good. All the seeds are good. They taste good. And they fill me up a little bit where like just pea protein doesn't. The seeds actually do fill me up a little bit. So I'm enjoying this 6 seed mix I buy. I mean, I would easily substitute that with sunflower seeds or with just any seeds, I guess. But that 6 seed mix is nice because there's a lot of omega-3s in the flax, in the chia seeds. There's a lot of health benefits in those things. So I'm enjoying this 6 seed mix. I bought some powdered milk. I wanted to add milk. I don't even know exactly why, but I wanted to add milk. And I wanted to buy powdered milk because I buy milk and I forget that I have it. And 4 days later, it goes bad. I would buy a gallon of milk. I'd drink a couple cups of milk and I ended up dumping the whole thing out because it would go bad so fast that I couldn't drink it fast enough. So then I started buying these little tiny milk things and I would drink them. I'd take a couple drinks, drink whatever it is that I bought them to use with, and then the rest of that would go bad. So I decided to buy powdered milk. I bought powdered whole milk and I mixed it up. I made it into my protein shake, and I gotta admit, it was delicious. I haven't drank milk in probably 5 years, 6 years. I was never a big milk drinker, anyways. I used to drink milk with cereal, and that was about it. I never had like a big delicious glass of milk. I never did that. That was never me. But I have to admit, I mixed up this powdered milk, and I did make it in my shake, and it tasted so good. I had to double check and make sure that it didn't have added sugars because it tasted sweet. It tasted like I thought that it was coconut milk, but it wasn't. It was regular whole milk. And I'm looking into it. Obviously, I think there's lactose and there's milk sugars in milk, but it tasted so sweet. It was delicious. I enjoyed it so much. And I'm not sure if that's like a smart thing or a good thing for me. I don't even know. Like I know that there's a lot of protein in milk, or there's protein in milk. So I don't know if that's gonna cause me a problem or whether that's gonna be okay. We'll see. I'll know in another 5 or 7 days or so. Next week I'll know. It's It's 80 degrees where I live. And it's funny because it's 80 degrees outside, but it's still like 50 degrees inside because the house is very cool, which I guess that's a nice thing. That's a good thing, I suppose. I think a couple more days of heat outside and it'll start warming up in my house. But it's funny because it's 80 degrees during the day and it's been raining for like the last week. So it's been like pretty crappy weather. But it's like warm during the day and then I go to bed at night and I end up under an electric blanket on because it's cold in my room. It's cold in my house. That's just crazy weather, I feel like. I'm from Florida where it's either air conditioning on or air conditioning off. I mean, I had heat in Florida, but I never really used it. It was always just, it was warm. It was warm all the time. You either turned the air conditioning on or you didn't have the air conditioning on. So I'm sleeping more normal now. I go to bed when it gets dark and I sleep pretty sound all night. So somehow I'm definitely sleeping a lot harder. My Apple Watch is saying that I'm getting deep sleep, but I don't know what that means or matters, but I'm sleeping much harder. I'm trying to sleep, like I said, when it gets dark. I eat when it's light outside, and I go to bed when it gets dark, and I wake up when it gets light outside. So I wake up very early because it gets light, obviously, and mostly because I'm hungry, because I'm only eating, like I said, during the day, so I'm not eating at night. Um, so I am sleeping, more normal hours now, which is good. I'm not like, even though I feel like I'm getting ready to yawn. Talking about sleep makes me sleepy. But I'm not going to sleep like during the day. I'm not having big like insulin crashes that are putting me to sleep. So that's good news, I feel like. I watched this video where they said that allulose and substitute sweeteners can fool your body into thinking that sugar is coming. So your body um, releases a lot of insulin to prepare for it. And I don't know how true that is or if that's, I don't know if that's real or not, but I watched a video saying that when you eat sweet stuff, any sweet stuff, your body gets prepped for the sugar coming. So it releases insulin, which would make sense why. Um, when I drink these milk shakes, like if the milk tastes sweet, my body's releasing insulin to prepare for it. And I got to be honest, if I drink a big shake, I'm I'm gonna fall asleep in like in an hour or so. So I've been trying to save my shakes like later for the day and more like when it gets dark outside. I'm trying to eat mostly, like I said, just when it's light out, and then I'm trying to go to bed when it gets dark out. And I feel like that's kind of making sense, and it's making things a little tiny bit easier. I am starting to see like I'm obviously not bulking up. I'm still very thin and actually quite skinny. But I am starting to see like muscle starting to build in spots where there should be muscle, like definitely around like my thighs and some places in my arms have more muscle than others. But I'm definitely feeling like I'm starting to get the sugar to my muscles to build some muscle, whereas before I knew that I wasn't getting any sugar to any muscles. I was anything that I ate was getting converted to glucose, and then I was just going to the bathroom and flushing it out. So now I do know that my body is starting to. I know that I'm becoming more insulin sensitive, or more, yeah, more insulin sensitive. I know I am. I'm not like 100%. I know that. Obviously, with my little situation with the carbs and sugars. But I do know that I'm starting to get more insulin sensitive, which is a good thing. I just need to slowly work my way into getting back to being more insulin sensitive and then adding the carbs and any sugar in at that point instead of like the week that I stopped taking berberine. Like I do think that stopping taking berberine was the right thing to do for me. I feel like my body, I feel like I'm starting to feel more strength, but I know that I'll feel probably better in the next like probably 10 days or so. Next week, hopefully, I'll have a better story of my situation. Now that I'm done with the carbs and sugar, I think the sugar was a bad idea. The carbs, probably not such a bad idea, but the sugar was a bad idea. And the bad part about sugar, definitely for me, is if I eat a little sugar in this thing, I'll put a little sugar in that, put a little bit more sugar in that over there. And next thing you know, I'm a full-on sugar degen again. And I'm thinking about, oh, you know what would be nice is some cereal, some sugar cereal. Or I started thinking, oh, well, that would be nice. And and I just keep making bad decisions with adding more and more sugar. Anyways, I'm glad I'm back to just eating allulose and not eating sugar. And I feel like I didn't eat like a pound of sugar that week, but I ate a pretty good amount of sugar, mostly in my shakes, because I am not a huge fan of pea protein with no flavor. And sugar is a decent flavor in pea protein, especially if I'm adding. Like I'm actually looking forward to having a shake with some powdered milk and some chocolate powder. I'm looking forward to that, and some allulose, some sweetener. I'm looking forward to that, and I haven't had it yet. I'm waiting to get past this cycle of problems that I'm having, and then I'm gonna have that shake. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, it's nice weather now. It's like decent to sit outside. Finally, it stopped raining after about 2 weeks of raining straight. Like every day, it was like just pouring. And I know that obviously it rains everywhere, but man, up here, it's like as soon as the rains come in April, May, and obviously June, like all of a sudden, like everything springs to life. And now I'm starting to I have to figure out how to get my yard mowed so that I'm not going to end up living in the woods. Even though, like I said before, I live in the woods. I have woods around me, but it's nice to be able to look out my window and not see like 4 foot tall grass. It's kind of nice to not see that. Anyways, I hope you're all having a great weekend. Hopefully you have a great next week, and maybe you'll get some sunshine this week. And if you do, go outside, get some sunshine on your skin. Enjoy some sunshine from me. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the day. Thank you. If you're subscribed, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it all. And I appreciate all your comments and thoughts. Very helpful, very thoughtful, and it makes my day much better. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.